Once, long ago, in a land far away, there lived four little characters who ran through the main looking for cheese to nourish them and make them happy. Two were mine, named Snip and Scurry, and two were little people, beings were small minds but looked and acted a lot of people today. Their names were Hem and Hoa. Due to their small size, it would be easy not to notice the fall of the mood doing, but if you look closely enough, you could discover the most amazing things. Every day, the mice and the little people spent time in the main looking for their own special cheese. The mice, Snip and Scurry, possessing only simple broad brain but good instinct, searched for the hard nibbling cheese they liked, as mice often do. Two little people, Ham and Hoa, used their brain, filled their many beliefs, to search for the very different kind of cheese with a capital C. Feel happy and successful. As different mice and little people were, they shared something in common. Every morning, each put on their jogging suit and running shoes, left their little home, and raced out a maze, looking for their favorite cheese. The major was a labyrinth of corridor and chamber, some containing delicious cheese. But there were also dark corners and blind layers leading now here. The last one were lost. However, they found their way. The maze had secret let them enjoy the little life. The mice, Snip and Scurry, used a simple try in the error they found the cheese. They read their calendar and proved them empty. They returned and another. They remember courage have no cheese and quickly enjoying. Sniff and smell out the general direction of the cheese using their great nose, and Scurry would race ahead. They got lost in my expected often wrong direction and often bumped into the wall. However, the little people, Ham and Hoa, had very complex brain with beliefs and emotion. The male life remains complicated and challenging. Their life was sophisticated and find cheese, depending on deliberate thinking alone from their first story of their ability were sometimes clouded by the way I looked at things. Eventually, in a way, they all discovered what they were looking for. They each found their own kind of cheese one day at the end of the one current in Cheese Station C. And Cheese Station C. Every morning after that, the mice and the little people dressed in their learning gear and headed over to Cheese Station C. It was long before they each smoothed their routine. Sniff and Scurry continued to wake early every day and rest maze always found the same route. When they arrived their destination, the mice took off their running shoes, tied them together, and hung them around the neck so they could get quickly whenever they needed them again. They enjoyed the cheese and enjoyed the ham and horse also. To enjoy taste in more waited on them, but after a while, the different routine set in for the little people. Ham and Hoa awoke each day a little later, dressed a slower, and walked to Cheese Station C. After all, due at the cheese was out, and how to get there. They had no idea where cheese came from or who brought there. They just assumed it would be there. As soon as Ham and Hoa arrived at Cheese Station C each morning, they settled and made themselves home. They hung up their jogging suit, put away their running shoes, and put on their slippers. They became very comfortable now that they found the cheese. "This is great," Ham said. "There's not cheese, it'll last forever." The little people felt happy, be successful, and thought they were secure. It wasn't long before Ham and Hoa recalled the cheese they found Cheese Station C as their cheese. It was such a large store of cheese, it eventually moved their home to be close to it and built a social life around it. It was such a large store of cheese that they eventually moved their home to be close to it and built a social life around it to make themselves feel more close to it and built a social life around it. To make themselves feel more at home, Ham and Hoa decorated the wall with same and even drew pictures of cheese around them, which make them smile. One read, "Having cheese makes you happy." Sometimes Ham and Hoa would deal like their friends by the see their pile of cheese at Cheese Station C and point with pride, saying, Pretty nice cheese, huh?" Sometimes they shared with their friends, and sometimes they didn't. "We deserve this cheese," Ham said. "We deserve after a long hunger to find it." "We deserve this cheese," Ham said. "We certainly had to walk along hard enough to find it." He picked up the nice fresh piece and ate it. After work, Ham fell asleep, as he often did. Every night, the little people were at home full of cheese, and every morning they confidently returned for more. They survived quite some time. After a while, Ham and Hoa, confident, grew into the arrogant success. Soon they became so comfortable and didn't even notice what was happening. Grew into the arrogant success. Soon they began so comfortable they didn't even notice what was happening. As time went on, Snip and Scurry continued their routine. They arrived there early each morning and sniffed and scratched and scurried around Cheese Station C, inspecting the area to see if it had been any cheese from the day before. Inspected the area to see if any changes from the day before. Then they would sit down and nibble on the cheese. One morning they arrived at Cheese Station C and discovered there was no cheese. They weren't surprised, since Sniff and Scurry had noticed that supply cheese had been getting smaller every day. They were prepared for the inevitable and knew instinctively what to do. They looked at each other, removed the running shoe they had tied together, and hung convenient around their neck, put them on their feet, and left them up. Hung convenient, put them at the feet, and laced them up. The minds did not analyze to the mind. The problem and the answer were both simple. The situation at Cheese Station C had changed, so Sniff and Scurry decided to change. They both looked out into the main. The Sniff lifted his nose, sniffed, and nodded to the Scurry, took off running mains, where Sniff followed as fast as he could. They were quickly off in search of new cheese. Later that same day, Ham and Ho arrived at Cheese Station C. They had not been paying attention to the small station that had been taking place each day. So they took for granted their cheese over there. They weren't prepared for what they found. What? No cheese? Ham yelled. He continued yelling. No cheese? No cheese? As though if you shouted loud enough, someone would put it back. Who moved my cheese? He hollered. Finally, he put his hands on hips. His face turned red and he screamed at the top of the voice. It's not fair! Hoa just shook his head in disbelief. He, too, had counted on finding cheese at Cheese Station C. He stood there for a long time, frozen with shock. He was just not ready for this. Ham was yelling something, but Hoa wasn't hear it. He didn't want to deal with what was facing him. So he just tuned everything out. The little people's behavior was not very attractive or productive. But it was understandable. Finding cheese wasn't easy, and it meant a great deal more to the little people than just having enough of it to eat every day. Finding cheese was the little people's way of getting what they thought they needed to be happy. They had their own idea of what cheese meant to them, depending on their taste. For some, finding cheese was having material thing. For others, it was enjoying good health or developing spirit sense of well-being. For Hoa, cheese just meant feeling safe, having a loving family, living in a cozy cottage on sheltered land. To him, cheese was becoming a big cheese, a big charge of Arthur, donning a big house top Camembert Hill, because cheese was important to them. The two little people spent a long time trying to decide what to do. All they could think of was keep looking around cheeseless Station C to see if the cheese was really gone. While Sniff and Scurry had quickly moved on, Ham and Hoa continued to him and Hoa. Hoa started to get depressed. What would happen if the cheese wasn't there tomorrow? He may feature plain distant cheese. The little people couldn't believe it. How could this have happened? No one had warned them. It wasn't right. It was not the way things were supposed to be. Ham and Hoa went home that night hungry and discouraged. But before they left, Hoa wrote on the wall, "The more important your cheese is to you, the more you wanna hold on to it." The next day, Ham and Hoa left their home and returned to Station C again, where they still expected somehow to find their cheese. The situation hasn't changed. The cheese was no longer there. The little people didn't know what to do. Ham and Hoa just stood there, immobilized like two statues. Hoa shut his eyes with tight could and put hands over his ears.